My fellow Decepticons, it is I, Starscream a lot here. Coming back at you today with another video, and today we are taking a look at Masterpiece 11 Starscream. Whew boy. Yeah, if you didn't know, like 4 days ago or something, 4 or 5 days ago, was actually my channel's 1-year anniversary. So I thought, hey, let's do a special review, big ol' review, something I've been meaning to do for a while. And I thought, why not do this one? It's a big figure, big special, it aligns with the channel. It's Starscream. We love Starscream around here. And yeah, sorry for the long hiatus, just been really tired, but it's enough of a preamble, I suppose. So yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Let's take all of his stuff off first. Sorry if I sound a bit stuffy. More allergies, yay. My favorites. It's whatever. We push through. So now we have Starscream in all of his glory. Let's raise this camera up a bit more. I think that's as high as it goes. So yeah. Taking a look at his head sculpt, as you can see, it's a very nice looking sculpt. Starscream's got a very clear jawline on there. Yeah. He looks good. It's a very nice looking Starscream head. In fact, one of my favorites on any Starscream mold. There's not too much else to say. I mean, it's nicely painted, it's nicely detailed, the eyes look good, the nose looks good. It all looks good, you know? Then looking at his chest, I'll zoom out actually, or no, that works. Then looking at his chest, you can see nice amounts of detail just all along here, very much reminiscent of the Generation 1 design. However, unlike with say MP-52, I think this guy's chest looks a lot better, because MP-52 looks way too like wide, way too fat, I guess would be a nice word to say. It's just generally, proportionally, I think MP-11 looks a lot nicer than MP-52 does. We're taking a look at his arms. You can see it's just more of that slender-ish design that this mold has gone for. You can see it's got nice bits of mechanical detail just all around it. And the null ray is even painted right there and there, which it also has a lot of mechanical detail on it as well, giving it a nice presence. Looking at the legs, you can see more of that G1 look. You even got the heels, thrusters, you know, more mechanical detail. You got those bits on the side of his legs. And here he is from the back. Yeah. I also want to take a mention to just the shades of colors that he has used, because he's got a very nice shiny metallic blue for like his hands and arms and stuff. The red, while a bit dull, is actually quite nice to look at. It reminds me a lot of Earthrise Starscream actually, but it's a bit darker, as you can see. And the shade of gray that they used isn't actually that bad. It's a lot nicer than a couple of other Starscreams, like the Siege version, at least in my opinion. I don't know, there's something about the colors that this guy uses that's just so much more appealing to the eye. Except for the cockpit, which I don't know if that's because of its age or that's just how it's always looked, but that's kind of not super nice to look at. I would have preferred it orange like on the Earthrise figure, but you know, if they were kind of going for a more realistic jet, because this is technically a retool of sorts of MP-03, which was a very realistic jet with a mediocre robot. But that's not the point. But yeah, you know, I think he looks really good. Proportionally, he looks very nice too. Speaking of proportions, let's do some quick size comparisons. As I showed earlier, here is Earthrise Starscream, and here is SH Monster Arts Shin Godzilla. He's a very big guy, very big fella, you know? And I think he looks good. Very nice scale for Masterpiece figures. I don't have any other Masterpiece figures to compare him to, so that's kind of why I went for SH Monster Arts Godzilla, because that's another high quality-esque brand, you know? That is not the point, however. The point is, he looks good. He looks really good. Very appealing, very nice to look at. So, let's do some quick articulation then. Let's put these back, since it does help. The head is on a really nice joint, so it looks up that far, but it is pretty loose. Now I'm assuming it comes with the age. You can look about that far because of the shoulder pylons on the side. He can move his head back and forth like so. And he does look down pretty far, so that's nice. The wings can move back up and down like that. That's about as much as you're gonna get, because if they untab, they just sort of fall down. You're not gonna get any serious poses with the wings, but having them splayed out does look really nice, which is how I tend to display my Masterpiece Starscream. You do get rotation at the arm. That would go all the way around, but the wings are in the way, and they are on ratchets. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrists that can do that, and individually posable fingers. Just the generally normal way that we see posable fingers in Transformers nowadays. You know, with these three fingers having the same joint, this one being the only mainly posable one. But the thumb is also movable, so that's pretty cool. You can get him do some finger poses, I guess. I don't know. The wrist also does rotate. Nothing at the waist. The legs can kick forwards that far and back that far. You're not really getting a lot out of this guy's legs. You can't you can get one more click out of the ratchet, but it's not really gonna help you with anything. Thigh rotation. Bend at the elbow, or not elbow, knee. So you get about that much. 2 clicks or so. Yeah, 3 clicks. And then this part of the foot moves, the toe, I guess. And the booster moves as well, or the thruster. I don't know jet parts very well. So I'm gonna chalk up a lot of the posability issues to the fact that this is a 10-year-old figure. Oop. That's an issue that we will talk about momentarily. But the posability, yeah, it could be a lot better. It's nowhere near as good as a modern Masterpiece figure. Heck, it's not even very good compared to Earthrise Starscream, simply because of the leg movement. But, you know, he's got a lot of good joints with the double jointed elbows and the wrist rotation and the fingers, which is pretty good. And if it wasn't so loose, that head would be very nice to pose. But alas, that's what we're stuck with. Oh, and also the no rays are on ball joints, so you can move them. I don't see why you would, but you can. What's next? Non-articulating accessories. So for the accessories, Starscream comes with 2 shoulder pads that, believe it or not, match. You know, they go on the shoulders. Believe it or not, I guess. They are very nicely painted, and the purple that they use is a very nice looking purple. They even painted it on the other side, which is also cool. And it's nicely detailed as well. Next you have the cape, which is again a very nice shade of purple, and it's also very large. I think this is huge when splayed out. But other than that, it's just a solid piece of plastic. You know, you're gonna put it on Starscream, and it does what a cape should do. And finally, and the best accessory, is his crown, which is wonderfully chromed with some nice red accents and beautifully detailed. It is just an impressive accessory. It is just so nice to just look at. And it's amazing. I love this crown so much. So much. And I guess before we do anything else, we should put the accessories onto Starscream. So starting off with the shoulders, you're going to put this little tab onto that little notch right there, I guess. That little hole, that's the shoulder pad. I'm just going to slide it on there. And bada boom, it's in. Do the same on the other side. Then with the cape, we're going to want to slide this part onto his back. Just kind of like so. Now this does make him a bit back heavy, so if you're going to display him like this, I recommend him being propped up against a wall. But yeah. Then finally, put the crown on his head. And there's your Starscream. And this is just a sight to behold, man. Like, this is Starscream at his finest hour. This is just an amazing piece. And it's just one of the crown jewels of my collection, personally. Just having him standing in my shrine of Starscreams. It's great. And, yeah, that's really about it I have to say about the robot mode. The cape does splay out, as I showed earlier, so you can get the coronation pose. Although posing it with the shoulder pads on is a bit frustrating. But it can be done. I just do not feel like doing that right now. And one final little detail. These open up. So you get the rockets, like he did that one scene from that one time in that one episode. Very, very cool. And I love it. Love it a lot. That's about all I have to say about the robot mode. But you've probably seen it with every MP-11. But this transformation anyway comes off way too easily. It is technically supposed to tab in, but it doesn't very well. Let's have all those coordination bits. Because now we're going to get into the transformation. Now, aside from the thing with the chest and with that, I don't tend to enjoy this transformation very much. It's kind of just an upscaled version of that Classics mold, but not kind of in the same way Earthrise is. But that's not the point. What is the point, however? Is that I have to get this done. So yeah, what I like to start with, flip the feet around, tab them in like so. Flip the feet around, tab them in like so. Bring the legs down, or these bits, like that. Boom, till they snap. And tab the legs together. You're also going to want to flip. Ooh, yeah, that's right. You don't tab the legs in yet. You're going to want to flip this part up so you can fold the heels away. Like so. Then you tab the legs together. Okay, what's happening here? Yep, that's it. I think there should have definitely been another tab, but it is what it is. Then you flip out the arms. You're going to rotate them in like so, and then fold the hands in. Hands in. Then you want to lift up this piece until you hear it click. Lift up the arms. Lift up the arms. Fold them down like that. Bada boom. Okay. Gotta get a bit of space here. What you're gonna want to do, untab the back, fold this piece down. It should extend. Flip it out and around. Squeeze Starscream's head through that little hole right there. Oh, this is a tough transformation to show on camera, but I will do it anyways. Then you are left with this. You tab that part into there. Flip up the cockpit, fold this part down, and then tab it together like so. Then what you're going to want to do is fold these pieces up onto his head, which I also find incredibly annoying. Although it's more annoying to untab them than tab them back in again. If that makes sense, which it probably doesn't. But if you think like me, it probably makes sense. And you're left with this. Then you want to fold the arms in. Hold that thought. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is just fold the arms in like so. Fold it in and make sure that the arms tab into the little crotch, or not the crotch pieces, these side skirts, like so. Voila. Then what you're going to want to do, move the null rays like this to get them out of the way, and come to the side, and no, you don't tab that in yet. You're going to want to fold the wings down. Nope, or don't do that. These definitely should have been pinned in, but this transformation does a lot that I do not like. So, hey, what are you gonna do? It's not one thing, it's another. So you're gonna want to tab in the wings like that. Just make sure everything slots in like so, and then you're left with that. Do the same on the other side. Just the other wing. The other wing on like so. Oh, everything comes undone with this part. It's always got to be a seeker in their arms. Thank you. You're left with that. Yeah, this part's very Play-Doh-y. And this piece should just slide down like so. And you tab in the wings to it. And then fold these little tabs from earlier down like so. Then what you're going to want to do, connect the null rays like that. No, don't do that yet. Fold out the wing, fold out these parts. And then tap at the wings. It's just a more complicated version of the Generations figure, a Generation Seeker, like I said. And so to end it, you just slide it into the wings like so. It does take a bit of force, but you can get it. And then, yeah, that's really it for the transformation. Very long, pretty annoying, at least for me. Well, not very long, there's longer, but decently long, kind of annoying transformation with landing gear in the end. So, yeah. So now we have a jet. Now my copy's a bit yellowed in the nose cone, but everything else looks good. I mean, it's a bit gappy in the back, but it's a very solid jet. I mean, solid. You can see a good old shaking on the back legs, will wiggle a little bit. Everything else is staying right where you leave it. And although it doesn't roll too good, it's a very serviceable jet. I don't get why you would want a jet to roll, so I don't care. It does come with a bunch of jet things, like how the cockpit opens. The nose cone can come out so you can see whatever that is. And this thing flips back. And then these bits move. I don't know what they're called. And honestly, I don't care, because I have a very cool looking jet, albeit a little flawed, for my collection. And yeah, that's his jet mode. So let's do this. And so, because I cannot be bothered to do that transformation on camera again, I'm just skipping to this. And so my final thoughts on this figure, although he might be rickety and a bit odd to handle and he might be lacking some posability, I do genuinely love this Starscream figure. It has my favorite alt mode in my collection. It's got such a presence to look at, some great accessories. He's just a standout in my collection, and he's just probably one of my favorite figures. Just period. You know, everything that I've ever owned, this is up there as my favorite. So I thought that is enough reason for me to say that this figure is great. I love this thing to bits and pieces. Ooh. So yeah, that's about all I have to say. If you liked the video, please subscribe if you're not already. Join my Discord server. And thank you all for 1 year of this silly little YouTube channel. Means a lot. A star screams a lot, if you will. Say that again. So stupid. But yeah, that'll be all from me. Bye-bye.